A full update to the 2018 fantasy rankings went out this week, and today we're going to take a look at some of the risers and fallers at the running back position. And we're going to start off with a guy who I've been high on all offseason. It's a guy who is now the RB14 in my standard rankings, and that's Jay Ajayi. Now, last year, mid-season, Ajayi got traded to the Eagles. He had to learn the playbook on the fly. He had to meet new teammates, and he was competing with a guy in Legarrette Blount who was essentially playing the same position as him. As the year went on, Ajayi got more touches, and now Blount's no longer with the team. Now, Ajayi's still going to have to give up some touches this year. Corey Clement, Darren Sproles, they're going to get theirs, but they're going to be more change of pace options. And Ajayi wasn't used much around the goal line last year, but I expect that to change this year, and I think that's going to be a big reason why his fantasy stock should be on the rise. Now, another player who I have moving up my rankings is Lamar Miller. I have Miller at RB25, just outside the RB2 range, though I think he could get in there very easily. And I understand a lot of fantasy owners are upset with Miller. He has let many people down over the years here, but it wasn't all his fault. Look at the quarterback play in Houston before last year, before we saw Deshaun Watson show up and actually give them something from that position. And we've seen what mobile quarterbacks can do for running games, and Watson did just that. Miller was a low-end RB1 during Watson's starts last year. That is huge. He could easily get back to that range, though I think RB2 level is probably more realistic. I think it's likely that Watson probably regresses a little bit, but he's still going to be better than anything they've had there in a long, long time, maybe since Matt Schaub, which seems scary to say. Now, Donta Foreman, he is dealing with an Achilles injury. We would like to see him back on the field. It would be great to see him competing in training camp, but there's no guarantees. He definitely might be on PUP to begin the year, and that could be a problem for him. Achilles injuries are very worrisome. It's very problematic for a running back, and it's really probably going to set Miller up to secure that job again at the beginning of the season. I think Miller could come out of the gate, play very well, and really win back some of his detractors. A guy who's probably not going to win back any detractors is Lesean Mccoy. Now, McCoy is set up terribly this year. Even before his off-field issues popped up, or his potential off-field issues, even before that, he's a 30-year-old running back. His offensive line was downgraded. His quarterback position is completely uncertain heading into the year, and now he may be facing a possible suspension depending what happens with some of these off-field situations. That's a player I don't want to get involved in at all. I've moved him down to RB20 for now, just based on his workload. If he is in there, he's going to get a ton of touches. The offense would revolve around him, but there's no guarantee he's going to be in the lineup or be effective for a full 16-game schedule. If you're someone that wants to get involved in the Bills' offense, Chris Ivery is moved up a little bit in my rankings. He's the backup in Buffalo, but even if McCoy misses time, Ivery's probably going to be an RB3 or flex option at best. If you want to see the rest of the rankings, you can check out theScore's 2018 Fantasy Football Draft Kit, which is updated daily.